Hello and welcome to another episode of It's Just Our Opinion. I appreciate you tuning in. Now I know as everybody's watching this, the first thing you're thinking about is Ray's actually dressed up this time. Well, I do have a button-up shirt on like this. I know it's the first one in every episode, and maybe it's because I'm trying to get the show a little classier so that we can talk about things on a higher level than where we've been at. But if you're really thinking that, let me tell you, you're wrong. I just happened to come in and this is the way I've been dressed today for work. But it is something different. I know you've been looking for something different on the show, and that's something right there. I want to talk to you just about a few things today that I think is really interesting. Sometimes it makes you think a lot. The time of the year right now, fall. Fall is a great time of the year because in the daytime it's kind of warm, and then at night it starts cooling down, and so it's a great time of the year for me. I love fall. A lot of things happen in fall. By this time of year, you know whether or not your high school football team is going to make the playoffs, and those that's teams not making playoffs, you already know who's going out and going to be on your basketball team because they're out there practicing hard and going to start in about 3 weeks, start playing games and stuff. So you can make that transition. Now, some of y'all that's got good football teams in high school. Now y'all ain't no hurry for that practice in basketball to start because you want to go on to the playoffs. And we're fortunate enough around here. Sometimes we have some of our teams to make the playoffs. Most of the time, just most of the time around here, everybody's looking forward to basketball season by now. Football, right now if your football team is doing good. In college, Alabama is doing great. Everybody knows they're doing great. Auburn's doing good. They've got the one loss, and everybody's still looking. Man, they going to a bowl. You only got to win 6 games, you get invited to a bowl game. So, as far as college football, unless your team's just terrible right now, and I wouldn't even bring up the word Tennessee if I had to, but unless your football team is just terrible, you still stand a chance of going to a bowl game and getting to visit some other city and maybe make some money for your conference. But fall, so many things happen. The leaves are starting to turn some and going to be falling off. And I know around here a lot of them are falling off because it's been so dry. We've had such a drought and stuff. So, it's to me it's just a great time. We've got grandkids right now that's already practicing basketball, and that's an inside sport. I'm more of a basketball fan than I am anything because you can go in and buy your Diet Mountain Dew and your popcorn and stretch out on the bleacher and just watch them run up and down the court. You don't have to worry about the heat or the air. The only thing you got to do, sometimes people will sit in front of you though, and they'll be blocking your view, and that's why I always try to get there early so I can stretch my legs out in the seats in front of me so people won't sit there. I've had a few times where I've had to go ahead and take my shoes off so the smell of my socks would run them off because they want to sit too close and try to block me. But that's one of the good things about being inside in a basketball game. You can kind of control the atmosphere. I love fall. Now my wife tell you right opposite. She don't. We was discussing this just a little while ago, and she don't like fall because the thing after fall is winter. Now, I don't like winter either. I don't like that 20-degree stuff. But I love 70s in the daytime and 40s at night. To me, that's just great. All right. Another thing, I was riding down the road today, and I know all of y'all that drive ride down the road, and if you don't drive, you probably ride with somebody that rides down the road. But billboards are everywhere now. You can't ride down the interstate. And a lot of your smaller roads now, people are putting billboards up. And I've noticed one thing that's really interesting is probably 40% of your billboards are occupied by some attorney now wanting you to call them. I wonder how many of these attorneys has got these billboards up here saying, call me Alabama, or if you're in a wreck, need a check, or whatever it is, has actually caused people to wreck trying to read their billboards. Which attorney would you call if you was watching a billboard going down the road and you run into another car? Would you call the guy that's on the sign, or would you call the guy that you just passed a few minutes ago? Hey, that's an interesting subject because, at least 30% or maybe even 40 are covered up by attorneys wanting you to sue somebody. Now, is that really good? Do we really want to sue that many people? I mean, this is America, you know. Why do we want to sue everybody? But, you know, I guess that's the way attorneys make their money, is if they can talk you into suing somebody. Now, there's a lot of great attorneys. I have a lot of great attorney friends, but I will say most of my attorney friends don't have billboards. I don't know if they just business bad and they can't afford them, or somebody else has done beat them to it. But you know, I really think that's really weird. You know, 20 years ago, you never seen a billboard with an attorney. You seen it, you know, maybe a cigarette or something like that, or Mountain Dew. I mean, I love Mountain Dew, so you know, I'd like to see a Mountain Dew billboard. I like to see it in my refrigerator better than I do the billboard. But the world has changed so much from everybody loving everybody to wanting to sue everybody now. And so, but anyway, that's interesting. Next time you're riding down a road, look at your billboards. Count to the first 10 and see. I bet you at least 3 of them are attorneys wanting you to sue somebody. And not just sue somebody, but call them before you sue. You know, another thing that I you know, I'm 59 now, going to be turning 60 here in a few months, and you always get this stuff in the mail about senior discounts. Now, you know, a lot of people don't like those senior discounts because that's a sign you're getting old. And you know, if you're not getting old, that means you dead already. Of course, if you're dead, you can't be watching my show. But you know, why are we so alarmed about admitting that we're getting old? Now, my mother, she was probably, I guess, 75 or so, and I tried to get her to go to the senior centers, and you know, she said, "Well, Ray, that's for old people. I'm not going there." And you know, you got people all over that are in their 70s and 80s, and they won't go to those senior centers and stuff. And you know, and I really hate to take the discounts when I go to Hardee's or somewhere like that, because you know, you get a good drink for like 50 cents, and probably coffee probably for a quarter, because I don't drink coffee. But you got to admit you're old to get that discount. I will tell you this: I went in a fast food restaurant here a couple weeks ago. It was me and my brother James, and we walked up, and the lady right off the bat, I guess we looked old, said, "Y'all get the senior discount." And I said, "Really? We not that?" She said, "Yeah, y'all get it." And so we took it. We got that Coke, I think it was like 50 cents or 75, and free refills. And you know, I just thought, you know, that's bad when they don't give you a choice about taking a senior discount. But you know, anytime you can save $1 here or there, you know, it just lets you want to go back. But you know, I don't want to stand in line with a bunch of folks when they just tell me you got to take the senior discount, because that's really bad. But we was fortunate, it was just us two standing there, so we got those cheap drinks and a piece of chicken and went on, and you know, and that. But senior discounts, you're slammed with them. We get them in the mail all the time. Want me to join this senior group or that senior group? And so far, I hadn't joined any senior group, but you know, we're getting pretty close. Maybe when I turn over that 60 in a few months, I may start looking at that a little better. But you know, I don't think my wife will ever take the senior discounts. You know, she's not near as old as I am, and she looks so young right now. And I don't know if it's that Noxzema and stuff she used when she was young, keeping her face look, but it'd be a long time before somebody tells her she's got to take the discount. And that'll get me a few points after a while too, when she watches this, I'm sure. And you know, this time of year, Halloween is coming. Halloween is coming. Now, how many people love to watch scary shows? Raise your hand. How many of them like to think about them right before you go to bed? Now, these clown shows is everywhere. It is one of the ones that people love to talk about because it's so scary. Now, if you've never seen it, you need to go watch some of it. Believe me, that is not a friendly clown. I mean, it's not friendly at all. So, but you know, with Halloween coming, a lot going on. You know, you're gonna see a lot of people dressing up and having fun with masks and scary stuff and all that. And you know, I don't like to do that, but I do have a clown mask, and I used to wear it a lot around the house and scare my wife a lot. And she never liked it. She never liked it. And I say it as my clown mask or the movie. She didn't like either one. And so, We still carry it around today though, and every now and then the grandkids will want to drag it out and play with it. But you know, I've got some stories that someday I'll tell you on here that I'm not going to tell you today, but that clown mast has been around for a long time. But anyway, hey, thank you again for watching the show. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you'll share it with your friends. You know, I would love to have 30,000 people watch this every week, and spread the word and let people see it. And who knows, we might have some ideas of some stuff that you can actually use someday. But remember, no matter what I say on here, it don't matter what I say. It's just our opinion.